Hey, what's up guys? Today, I am going to recap 2022 comedy sci-fi adventure movie titled The Atom Project. Before we begin, don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel, and make sure to hit the bell icon for updates. Spoilers ahead, and I hope you enjoy the recap. The movie opens up in the year 2050. That's where we first meet a wounded time-traveling pilot. He is being followed and shot by other jets for stealing a time-traveling jet. The pilot is quick to create a wormhole to escape the life-threatening situation. We now cut to a young Adam Reed running away from his bullies in school. They eventually catch up to him and beat him up until he bleeds. This is something that happens often to him because of his big mouth that easily offends everyone around him. Later that day, Adam's mother Ellie goes to the principal's office where she confronts him about wanting to suspend Adam for supposedly starting the fight. On their way back home, Ellie scolds him for being such a troublemaker. Adam argues that his mother does not understand him, unlike his dad, who passed away in an accident over a year ago. In the evening, Ellie is preparing to go on a date with her co-worker and leaves Adam alone at home. He spends his time playing video games on a virtual reality device with the company of his dog Hawking when suddenly, the power goes out. As Hawking begins barking and runs into the woods, so Adam has no choice but to follow. In the woods, he finds burned trees with ashes falling from the top. Adam and Hawking run back to the house after hearing some strange noises, but he can hear noises around his dad's cabin too. As Adam goes to investigate, he freaks out even more when he discovers a middle-aged man is sitting there and bleeding. Adam is surprised to see Hawking comfortably resting on his lap. The pilot leaves cabin and enters the house to get some food and clean his wound. Adam asks several questions to the pilot, but he refuses to answer, saying it's all classified. Although initially refusing to explain further, the pilot finally tells him the truth that they are the same person and he is from the future. They share the same scar on their chin, and he's also wearing the same watch that used to belong to his dad. They both head to the woods and as they're talking, old Adam reveals he wasn't supposed to land in 2022, but rather in 2018. However, as he was flying away from the enemy jet we saw at the beginning of the movie, he didn't set the coordinates right and ended up 4 years ahead of the time he was supposed to travel back to. His jet, which is what cut the treetops, won't clear him to fly because of his injury. Since it is activated through a DNA scan, he asks little Adam to press the button, which finally gets the jet working again. While old Adam is checking the jet's damages, younger Adam asks him if he remembers these exact moments or if by traveling to the past he created another timeline. Future Adam explains that there's only one timeline and his memories won't change until he goes back to his fixed time, the only place in time where he belongs. After leaving the jet, old Adam heads to the garage where he'll spend the night. He explains to his younger self that the jet will repair itself while he recovers. Before going to sleep, old Adam looks at the holographic photo of a woman. After Ellie gets home, young Adam meets her date and passes some rude comments. This upsets Ellie and goes outside for fresh air, giving old Adam a chance to see her again through the window. The next morning, young Adam makes his breakfast and enjoys his suspension day as Ellie leaves for work. Old Adam grabs some of his dad's clothes including his favorite jacket and goes to the pharmacy with his younger self. There, young Adam bumps into his bullies and they threaten to beat him up, but old Adam sees the whole thing and instead of intervening, he encourages his younger self to fight back. However, the bully has the upper hand and ends up kicking the little kid's ass. Young Adam runs away with tears in his eyes, but old Adam stays behind and threatens the bullies to harm them if they ever bother Adam again. He now goes back to the cabin where his younger self is going through his stuff and finds a picture of a woman who we then learn was old Adam's wife, Laura. In the evening, old Adam is hanging out at a bar while Ellie enters. He immediately recognizes her and listens to her complaining about her son to the bartender. He cannot resist jumping into the conversation and gives very personal, touching advice to Ellie on how to deal with his son and her grief. He then leaves and is nowhere to be found when Ellie decides to look for him outside. Meanwhile, a futuristic jet appears out of nowhere, led by Maya Saurian. She orders the troops to find Adam and bring him back to 2050. The next day, during breakfast, old Adam explains that their father was the one that invented time travel and that Maya Saurian was the one that funded his research, the Atom Project. After their father's death, Maya became rich and with her wealth and their father's research, she turned the planet into a dystopian hellhole. Old Adam also explains how he met his wife Laura and how he believes that she died because of Saurian. Before they can finish their conversation, Saurian's soldiers appear and start to attack future Adam. He manages to defeat a couple of them before being cornered up by Maya Saurian herself. Christos, Maya's right-hand man, begins beating old Adam up, only to be interrupted by someone suddenly shooting the jet. It's Laura, who is armed and ready to save her husband. Maya and Christos get away while the couple destroys the few remaining robots. Then together with little Adam, they get in Laura's truck to escape. Maya's jet appears again and starts shooting at them as she pursues them. So Laura drives off the road and into the woods to lose her. They eventually reach a safe house by the lake, where Laura has been hiding since 2018, waiting for Adam to find her because she always knew he would. She tells them that she tried to jump to 2018 because Maya had already gone back in time to manipulate the timeline and make herself successful. After that, old Adam and Laura have an intimate moment after a long time apart. Later that day, Laura tells old Adam that he needs to travel back to 2018 and destroy the Adam project so time travel never gets invented and by doing so, save the future. Old Adam doesn't agree with the plan because it would mean that they'd never meet in the future, but Laura believes that they will meet again even if they change everything. The security system suddenly goes off, alerting them that the enemies have found their location. Laura sends the Adams away in her truck, promising they'll meet again before going back to the house and grabbing all the weapons. Christos arrives at the lake, but Laura holds him back with a landmine, giving Adam enough time to get in the jet and fly away. Meanwhile, Saurian corners Laura and finds out Adam successfully escaped. Annoyed Maya, who in turn shoots Laura from her jet, killing her. Maya then catches up to Adam, and a chase between both jets ensues. Adam loses their trail by temporarily turning off the jet and dropping it inside a mountain cave. Maya reminds him through radio communication that Adam's jet is still heavily damaged and can only withstand one last-time jump. However, the Adams still proceed with the plan and open another wormhole that sends them back to where need to be. In 2018, Louis, their dad, is giving a lecture at university when the Adams discover him. They introduce themselves as soon as the class is over and break the news to their father about time travel being a thing. They try to explain to Louis why they are here and why they need him, but Louis refuses to listen because he doesn't want to mess with the timeline. Frustrated by this, old Adam ends up punching him, but Louis punches him back before finally accepting to go with them to the motel they're staying at and listening to the whole story. He's shocked to hear Maya's plans and how evil she becomes, but he still refuses to help because he doesn't think time should be altered, then leaves after old Adam tells him he should stop being a scientist and start being a father. After Louis leaves, young Adam tells his older self that he thinks he is angry with Louis because he is angry about his death, and it is easier to be mad at him than to grieve him. Meanwhile, future Maya arrives in 2018 too and visits her younger self, who isn't happy to see her. She's been doing all the things future Maya requested her to, but it's all very unethical. But future Maya reminds her they've always been lonely workaholics, and this company is their family legacy that they can't let the government put their hands on, otherwise all their sacrifices would have been for nothing. The next morning, Louis goes back home to Ellie and 8-year-old Adam. Ellie is surprised by hearing how worried he is about Adam's childhood and promises him that he's a good dad, even if he can't always be there for them. When Ellie tells him he has plenty of time, that leaves him thinking as well. The Adams head to Saurian's headquarters to destroy Louis's particle accelerator. Young Adam is tasked to control a remote device, while old Adam walks himself to the building's front. Suddenly, he gets surrounded by Saurian's army robots. Old Adam proceeds to fight with his lightsaber-like weapon, while young Adam offers backup from afar with a drone. A speeding car almost hits old Adam when it is suddenly hit by another car. Turns out it is Louis, who changed his mind and intends to help the Adams in their mission. They enter the building to retrieve the hard drive containing the only copy of his algorithm that enables time travel, while young Adam stays outside watching over the perimeter, unaware of the jet behind him. Old Adam and his father get the hard drive and celebrate just for 1 second before both young and old Maya walk into scene with a group of futuristic soldiers ready to take the drive back from their hands. But when old Adam refuses to give it back, old Maya brings young Adam into the room and threatens to shoot him if they don't return the hard drive. Young Adam manages to free himself, but the bullet goes through machine, causing the electromagnetic seal to break. Now all the metal objects in the room are being sucked by it, including the guns and the robots, one of which grabs young Adam with him and gets them stuck in the machine, but he eventually manages to free himself. While Louis tries to deactivate the system, old Adam fights Christos over the drive. The fight ends with Christos getting knocked into the accelerator. Just as old Adam, his younger self and their father are trying to leave, they get stopped by both Mayas who threaten to shoot them if they don't give them the hard drive back. Louis puts himself in front of his children and refuses to give Maya the drive, so she shoots the gun, but the bullet gets drawn to the accelerator and pierces her younger self in the process, which in turn kills her as well. Both Adams and Louis manage to escape in time before the particle accelerator finally collapses. They go back to their house and Louis admits he's already guessed he'll die soon, but he doesn't want to know when or how because no one should manipulate it for their own benefit. They make peace with each other and play one last game of catch together before the Adams fade out and return to their respective times. Back in 2022, Adam makes sure to give his mom a tight hug and tell her he loves her. Sometime in the future, an older and much happier Adam meets Laura during a flight training lecture where she realizes, to Adam's amusement, she has entered the wrong building on the campus. Adam offers to walk her to her building, stating that he has got time, and they depart together. That's all for today, folks. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel and make sure to hit the bell icon for updates.